What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past. In the last episode we got ourselves the Master Sword, but as we were doing that, Zelda was getting captured at the Sanctuary and taken to Hyrule Castle. So we ran there as fast as we could, but we were just a moment too late as Aghanim made her disappear right before our eyes. After a quick fight, he sent us here to the Dark World. Thankfully though, we have the Moon Pearl so we can maintain our original shape and form and use all of our items and such like that. Although we can defend ourselves here in the Dark World, it's still not exactly the safest place to be. Real quick though, if we head back here, we can get ourselves another piece of heart. And that does complete our 10th heart container, which is something we oh so desperately need. So the Dark World is essentially like how the game was at the very beginning, how, you know, all the enemies did like 1 heart of damage, and since we only had 3 hearts, it was kind of dangerous. Now here in the Dark World, although we do have like 10 hearts, the enemies do way more damage, so it is kind of scary, and to be honest, I really don't want to be here right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump down, and I believe if we stand right here, we should be able to safely teleport back into the Light World. Now, you want to be careful when you teleport back into the Light World because, let's say I was like, you know, 1 step forward and I was on top of this wall. If I teleported to the Light World, I would get here, the game would like show me on top of this wall, but then it would instantly teleport me back to the Dark World because, you know, I was on top of a wall, and you cannot teleport back into the Light World if you end up on top of a wall or an object like a bush or something like that. So be very careful when you teleport. Like, you're not going to take any damage or anything like that if you do teleport on top of one of those objects, but I will waste a little bit of time. And the reason why I came back here to the Light World instead of going directly to the Dark Palace like Sahasrahla told us to is because there's 2 items in particular that I do want to get because they should make our time in the Dark World just a little bit easier. Like I said before, guys, the Dark World is not a safe place to be. Like, for instance, there's like a really simple bird enemy that you can find in the overworld. If that hits you, right now it would do 3 hearts of damage to us. So I'm not exaggerating when I say that the Dark World is dangerous. Once we get like some extra items to, you know, increase our defense and increase our attack, the Dark World will become less dangerous, but right now, I do kind of want to play it safe and get these 2 items just so our time in the Dark World is that much safer. So the very first item that I want to get requires a little bit of swimming, so I believe you can do this anytime after you get the Zora Flippers. It just so happens that this is the first time we've had a chance to do so. So we actually want to go under the bridge that is east of Link's house in this game, and if you played A Link Between Worlds, there's a very similar quest in that game. They pretty much copied it directly from A Link to the Past because obviously this game came out first, and takes place 100 years before A Link Between Worlds in the timeline. But yeah, right underneath this bridge is a guy just sitting here, camping out, so if we go over here and speak with him, we'll wake him up. And he says, "Yo, Link, you seem to be in a heap of trouble, but this is all I can give you." And yeah, just for talking to that guy, we get ourselves another magic bottle. So we have 3 of the 4 bottles in the game. The 4th one is like the hardest one to get, so we probably won't get that one for a very long time. But yeah, having 3 empty bottles is pretty dang helpful. Although I'm pretty sure 2 of our bottles currently contain a fairy, and this last bottle, I do have a plan for it. So what do you say we go back and visit the old lady outside the potion shop? Because if you guys remember correctly, way back in the day, we gave her a rotten mushroom that we found inside the Lost Woods. And it's been enough time, so if we go back and visit her, she should be done with whatever it is that she was working on. And this isn't like the biggest thing in the game, but it is a pretty useful item, especially considering what it can do. And I talked very briefly about it before, but I'll explain more once we actually get it. Also, we do need a couple of rupees because to actually get inside the next temple, we need 110 rupees, I believe, and because I do kind of want to buy a potion, I'm pretty sure like the cheapest red potion is 120 rupees, so hopefully we can find some extra rupees to make up the difference before we make our way to the Dark Palace. That way we can actually afford to go inside the next temple. It is kind of funny that the game does require a certain amount of rupees to enter the next temple, but it's not really like we're going to be wasting those rupees, because inside the temple itself, there's actually an area where we can get a lot of those rupees back, so you're just sort of spending them for a little bit to get inside the temple, and then you make it back as you're going through the temple itself. Anyways, though, I feel like I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Oh yeah, by the way, you can actually kill those chews with your sword laser, so no need to, like, waste projectiles any longer. As long as you're at full HP, you can just, like, slice them down with your sword lasers. Alright, so here's the lady. She's still here, like, stirring her cauldron. Whatever, we don't really need to talk to her. The item that she created is actually inside the potion shop, so let's go inside and check it out. And yes, this weird bag is just sitting here, so we can go and pick it up, and just like that, we got ourselves the magic powder. Try to sprinkle it on enemies and many other things. Alright, well, will do. So it has a lot of uses, and I'll show a couple of them off once we get out of here. Anyways, real quick though, let's go and buy the red potion. This is the Medicine of Life. I know I normally don't use potions when I LP Zelda games, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And also, it's nice to have a backup when you get low on HP and the game starts beeping at you, so that's pretty much why I bought that potion. Not really needed. Anyway, so here's one interesting use of the magic powder. So if we sprinkle it on one of those chews, yeah, they turn into those weird, like, pickles with faces. Not really sure why that's in the game. Honestly, could not tell you. I think it's just like something the developers wanted to do. So, there it is. They look really, really funny when you do that. But, yeah, it really doesn't change their properties at all. So, I mean, it's just something you can do because, you know, hey, why not? You can also, like, sprinkle it on bushes and it'll make those disappear, but its main use is on the anti-fairies. So, anti-fairies are an enemy you're going to find a lot in the Dark World temples, and they're really, really annoying because they move around sporadically and they can deal a ton of damage. However, if you can hit them with magic powder, it'll actually turn them back into normal fairies. So instead of, like, doing a ton of damage, they'll, you know, restore, like, all of your hearts. So, yeah, definitely a very, very useful item, and that's pretty much why I came all the way back here to the Light World, because I desperately wanted to get the magic powder so I could make use of it in the upcoming Dark World temples. And also, perfect, there we go. Yeah, I was hoping one of these soldiers would drop a heart, that way I could be back at full HP and make use of my sword lasers, because it's what I live for, my man. Alright, so in case you're wondering where I'm going, I'm actually making my way back to Hyrule Castle, because if you remember correctly, in the last episode, Sahasrara told us that I can set up a portal using the gate into, like, the Hyrule Castle garden, so that's pretty much our ticket into the Dark World. Like, when I came back here from the Dark World, the portal that I made was on top of the wall of Hyrule Castle, so obviously I can't make use of that portal since I jumped down, and really the only other portal is back on Death Mountain, and that's really not gonna be that useful to us right now. So honestly, our best way back into the Dark World is straight through the gate that leads into the Hyrule Castle garden, so off we go. And sure enough, yep, here we are back in the Dark World. And by the way, just look how many, like, sword lasers this guy takes. Now, I do know that our Master Sword does more damage when I make direct contact with the enemies, but still, that guy took, like, I don't know, 10 or so sword lasers to the face, so that would be, like, 5 sword swings. That's kind of ridiculous, man. Like, the enemies here have a ton of HP and do a lot of damage, so as of right now, my best advice for you guys is to either take them out from a distance or avoid them entirely. And thank goodness we have 110 rupees, because I just realized that I kind of forgot about that, and that was a nice convenient 20 rupees too. So now we want to spend all our money just to get inside the next temple. Yeah, thankfully the game is pretty nice when it comes to rupees. Alright, so to get to the Dark Palace, we need to make our way through this, sort of hedge maze, if you will. It's actually not that hard, so shouldn't take us too long to get through here, but, you do want to pay attention to when you go, like, underneath the hedges, because there's, like, dots on top of them that sort of show you where you can actually walk, and, you want to follow those pathways and go into this larger head, and come out on the right-hand side. And hey, check it out, someone's with us! I'm Kiki, the monkey, Kiki! I love rupees more than anything. Can you spare me 10 rupees? Sure, why not? This is actually required, so give him the 10 rupees. Key. Good choice. I will accompany you for a while. Key. Oh boy, I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, this monkey is just gonna follow us. Not like he does anything, we just paid him 10 rupees to follow us. I don't know why either, but you know, hey, the game said we have to do it, so we're gonna do it. But thankfully now, we've successfully navigated through the maze and made our way to the entrance of the Dark Palace. Key. If you give me 100 rupees, I will open the entrance for you. Key. Well, I guess we should probably give him 100 rupees then, so fine. Key, good choice. Then I get 100 of your rupees. Key. And yes, after spending 110 rupees total, this guy will open the entrance to the next temple for us. So we're good to go, but we'll take on this temple in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.